go. Most powerful ability in the game acquired. The run is going to get quite a bit more crazy very soon.
It's absolutely massive, Toadette. Grips just took a few deaths getting sent back to that safety station.
I heard you guys like lore, right? Well, we have go fast left, we have go fast up with enemy, we have go fast down, and now we have go fast up without enemy. Charge jump acquired.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second match of the day for the Ori and the Blind Forest All Skills Tournament of 2022. We are deep in the round of 32 and we're watching a match between Lusther and Ryan today. My name is Liftoff. I will be commentating this match for you, and I'm joined by Lion and Comms. Lion, how are you doing today?
Doing good today. Excited for this match. Last one was pretty good. This one might not quite match up to the caliber of the last one in terms of closeness, but it should still be a good race.
Definitely. Going to be fun to watch these two runners.
Yeah, and as we see Lusther with finishing with 5th seed and Ryan at seed number 28, so a bit of a difference there, as well as with their PBs, with Luster's being 28.56 and Ryan's at 37.07, so just a bit over 8 minutes difference there, so not exactly expecting Ryan to be able to win this race, but still looking for good runs from both of these runners, despite the differences in time.
Yeah, definitely. Despite the difference and the fact that Lusther is the clear favorite here, I think we're all going to have a good time watching two runners pull off some pretty cool movement in the world of Ori.
Yeah, and also with Faster Time Lusther, we'll be doing some more advanced strats in this race, although they will be doing relatively similar routing, both doing Terror Break, but we'll probably see some more advanced strats with more like double bashes and faster movement from Lusther. So expect that as we get into the run, which is going to be starting in just a few seconds now. As we're gonna push over.
And as we can see, our runners are getting their countdown. They're both ready to go, and we're off.
Yep. First thing, gonna skip the prologue, make sure we don't have to watch those 10 minutes. And
biggest time save in the run, and they both nailed it
for sure. Yep.
They both nailed it, so that's a great start.
Yep, great start. And now at the start of the game, we don't have any skills except for just running and jumping, so that's what we're gonna do as we move down over to the left towards getting the first energy cell, so we can save the game, and then making our way down towards Sign for skill.
Yeah, Sign is our buddy. He's going to follow us throughout the game and give us the ability to actually attack enemies. We're probably not going to use that much because in most cases it's pretty slow, but there are a couple of forced combat sections. The Frankie fight here, just after picking Sign, is one of them. There's a couple of mini bosses later, though in the later parts of the run we will pick up some other skills that facilitate slightly quicker combat than Sign does, but for now that's what we'll have to deal with. And once we have acquired Sign, it's into the Frankie fight, where runners will be looking to pace their shots to be able to kill the Frankies without slowing down. Both of them manage it fairly well. Lusther is ahead, like maybe a second or so at the moment. It's still very tight, but obviously not a lot has happened yet. And they're off to the right, heading into Glades to get our first real skill in form of wall jump.
Yeah, and good Frankie fight from both of them. Ryan unfortunately took a bit of damage there, and taking another one. Is actually down to 1 HP right now, so just to make sure that he's very careful here to not die, as Lusther just a bit ahead, going in here to set up his health as well, to get down to the ghost door with after collecting the 2 keystones.
Yeah, ghost door, in case you haven't you haven't seen it yet, is basically a trick where you place 2 keystones in the door, place down a save, and then die, and after respawning the door will be open. And Lusther pulls it off, and Ryan is close behind. And both of our runners get it. Both are on 1 health, which makes for the optimal ghost store. And then both are heading up here to pick up a 4th health cell for some safety throughout the run. You don't technically need this health cell, but it's probably a good idea to get. A lot of things in this game can kill you very quickly.
Yeah, and getting that health cell, we do need to get some health cells eventually. And so we're going to see Ron doing this fast drop there, going to be able to get down into this area a bit quicker. It's going to save a bit of time here, but still Lusther with just a slight lead going over to wall jump. Now we're going to make sure that our XP values are so we can get a level up going down into wall jump. Luster's looks pretty good. He's going to get the level up here and make his way be the first one over to wall jump. Ryan just a bit behind.
Yeah, that level up is important because if you don't get it either on the way in or on the way out, you have to manually clear out those brambles on the right, and that takes a lot of time. Faster to just route your XP in the way that you level up on that flower on the way down or on the drop slime on the way up. And the level up explosion kills the brambles for you, meaning you don't have to slow down. Both of our runners got it, and now they're getting a second energy cell, which we will need later in the run for a certain trick called Frankie Walk. But first, now that we have wall jump, we're heading off back to the starting area again to go into Blackroot Burrows and get the go fast skill of the game, which is dash.
Yeah, dash is very nice to be able to have early so that we can get faster movement as we're now going to make our way back over there. Bit of backtracking to go through glades. Get some damage boosts here over slimes as Luster's making it back out. And unfortunately having a bit of trouble making his way back out of the top back, but it does make it eventually out of the wall jump area. Well, since he did the fast drop a bit earlier, we're going to see he's going to have to do an extra damage boost here, but with 4 health, it should only take 2 damage, so it should be fine. Gets it well done, and will be making his way just still a bit behind Lusther, who is now about to make his way into Blackroot Burrows after killing these brambles. Going to open a save anywhere to skip the first long cutscene of the game.
Yeah, save anywhere, a trick where you pull up the ability menu, but gain control behind it, and then place down a save by leveling an ability, which after entering a cutscene, you reload and the cutscene has been skipped. Has a myriad of other applications that we'll get to later in the run, but cutscene skipping is one of the biggest, and that's definitely what happened there. That cutscene is about 20 seconds, and we're watching none of it.
Yeah, and to get that level up, Lusther chose to level up Magnet, just as Ryan is doing now as well. So both will have Magnet here. It's nice to be able to get our get the experience from both the slimes here and the Frankie in the next area for a Frankie Walk. Does lose a bit of time later, but not going to be a big deal since both of them are going for it. Lusther, as you know, there's normally an experience orb that you get there, but Lusther is going to be skipping it because Lusther is going to be doing the pause float to get the experience orb at the top, which is a strat that only a few runners do. So you're going to see that in just a second as Ryan is going to be getting the XP orb here. This jump is a bit tricky to do, so it's understandable that it takes a bit of time as Lusther is now going to go up here, going to open the pause menu, and by continuously pausing here, he's going to be able to float over here and be able to get up to this experience orb instead, which is just a bit faster. And now they have a bit more time as Ryan, unfortunately, orb fell down and he has to wait a bit longer to get back over this pit.
Yeah, meanwhile, Lusther has entered the final auto-scroller room. He's going to be riding the platforms up here behind the save anywhere, pull a lever, and then place the orb he is currently carrying into a pedestal to light up the room and be able to activate the dash tree. But he will be doing some cutscene shenanigans to stack a few cutscenes on top of each other to watch as little of them as possible. And as you can see, his experience value is very close to a level up, which is good because he needs to do an intentional level up for a trick coming up called Frankie Walk, which is probably one of the 2 biggest sequence breaks we do in this speedrun category. Yeah, Luster's cutscene stack did not work in the way he intended. I think he saved too early.
Yep, the save was just a bit early there, so
he has to actually
watch
wait
the
out the cutscene. This allows Ryan to catch up some time. Luster's still going to be ahead though.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you save just a bit early there, it means that you have to watch the whole cutscene. And now he won't actually get the stack either. But he will still be a bit ahead here. Ryan almost falls down there, but just barely going to be able to make it up, and so won't have to do the room again. He pulls his lever down and is going to go for his cutscene skip to make it over to the dash tree, as Lusther is going out now and to go over to the Frankie walk.
Yeah, the Frankie walk, as mentioned before, a very big sequence break, very, very powerful. Allows us to skip charge flame for now. We will be getting it later because it is a skill, so we need it in the all skill speedrun. Kind of makes sense, and it also gates leveling a very important movement ability behind it, so we would need it anyway, even if we didn't actually need it. What's going to happen is Lusther is going to be approaching this door that you need to place 4 energy in to open it. He's going to place 2 energy in, kill the Frankie, level up on his XP, which refills his energy, 2 more energy in, and the door is open. And Lusther is into Death Gauntlet. Okay, important not to take a death here, because if you do, you will be sent back to before Frankie walk, and that's a substantial time loss, but Lusther gets through it. The 4th health cell that both of our runners picked up definitely helps. And he does a small pause float to not fall down there, and he's down into Grotto and heading towards double jump, while Ryan is approaching Frankie walk on his side.
Trouble with the cutscene skip didn't do it, I don't think, exactly how he intended, so I'll spend more time there as Lusther gets a very good early Grotto cycle, make his way over here as Frankie on Ryan's side is being annoying and does not want to go and jump at him. But good cycle from Lusther, going to be able to make up another 8 seconds here, as he's about 10 seconds away from getting his double jump, just a bit of falling down to do and some dashing over to the right, and he will be at double jump.
Luster's on a pretty good pace, 18 seconds behind his PB at the dash tree, and that looked like a decent split, though he did miss a dash glide. And now he's going for blind movement here. While the tree cutscene is playing, he is off moving to the left, almost moves too fast, too high up, and goes into the spike. But he places down a save, and it doesn't matter anymore. Now he's up here going to collect another energy cell, which is going to be useful later in the run once we can actually use the energy for something else other than saving. And now he's coming up onto a trick called Grotto Skip. Fails it the first time. Has to set up for it again. Has to go again. This is a very, very tight jump. And there he gets it. And now comes Baguette Jump. Very important trick, and he gets a second try. This movement is definitely not easy. This is a very technical split, and yeah, some of the hardest movement in the game.
On the other side, Ryan unfortunately got stuck in the crushers, and luckily he had placed a safety save after getting through Death Gauntlet, so it doesn't have to go all the way back to the dash tree. But still, a bit of a fortunate time loss there, falling just a bit more behind here, but overall still not a ton of mistakes in this run, so both runners still doing very well, as Ryan with 1 HP going to make sure that he doesn't take any damage here, as he's going to make his way over now, place the Ghost Door save, and get over to his double jump tree, as Lusther has picked up the Water Vein and is going to be moving up farther into Grotto and make his way over to the Ginzo tree, and over towards Bash after that.
The Ginzo tree is the only real dungeon that we're going to access in this category, and a tiny bit of Mount Horu. Very vertical, and you get the most powerful skill in the game there. So once we get Bash, the run's really going to open up. Meanwhile, Ryan has gotten double jump, and is also heading out of Grotto, and going to be heading towards Grotto Skip, and then heading out of Grotto as well.
Yep. Lauren also doing the blind movement there at the double jump tree. Well done, and going to be placing a safety save down now as he's going to get over the energy cell, Lusther now going to pull out this block, make sure you can get the Swamp TP. Unfortunately, the cycles are a bit off, so he is going to wait a bit so that he doesn't get hit by the spinning crushers, and is then going to move, get the teleporter. Actually going to save because of his low HP, as Ryan unfortunately doesn't quite get the baguette jump first try or second try. Going to go for it one more time, doesn't actually get it. So no baguette jump on Ryan's side, as both of them doing simultaneous cutscene skips. Not the same cutscene skip, but is still both going to keep going, as Lusther has made his way into the Ginso tree now. Ryan is doing well climbing these grotto walls.
Ryan, I do want to shout out really quickly. Ryan got the very tricky grotto skip on his first try. That's always nice to see. So yeah, even though he is currently about 2 minutes behind Lusther, he is showing that he's a skilled runner and definitely knows how to knows some very complex movement as well. So on the left side we have Lusther heading up the Gimo room in Ginso tree, and heading up here, and zeroing in onto Bash. There's still a puzzle room, which allows for a small break in the action. A mini boss, which you can 5-cycle with this if you're quite quick. And then it's Bash, and then the run really opens up.
And on the other side, as Ryan is making his way up through Grotto, he did pick up an extra health cell in Glide Vault, so is now actually at 5 health, and which allows for a lot of extra safety for the rest of the run. That means that you won't have to be getting more health cells later. Might still get one more for the escape, but for now, very nice extra safety as good wall jumps now getting up to the top of Grotto, as Lusther is in the mini boss room, and like, well, for now, Fortunately gets a right side cycle, which is not ideal, but still a good mini boss. It does get the 5 cycle, and we'll be going over to the Bass tree in just a minute, as Ryan is about to make his way up into Ginso after collecting this ability cell. So still having a good run, even despite the difference.
Yeah, Lusther's heading over here. There's a very classic setup that he goes for, where you take damage here, collect the 2 keystones, setting you up perfectly for a ghost door that he goes for, and then heading off to Bash, while Ryan is grabbing the Swamp Teleporter.
Yep. Now the Swamp Teleporter going to make his way up into the Ginso tree now. So Lusther is now in the top of Ginso on the left, and going to be using some bashes to get through this area. Quickly going to be skipping some of the puzzle sections here, as we're going to make our way over towards Keydupe, just as Ryan is making his way into the Ginso tree after skipping the cutscene. As Lusther going to do a double bash, he takes some damage, place his save down as well, so that he can get the Keydupe and have the perfect amount of health, so that he will be able to get his damage boost done correctly and save the most time in this section. Good Keydupe as well, nice setup, and make sure that he gets it done, gets the 3 keys, gets them doubled as well. Takes damage unfortunately there, but will still be able to get up here and finish his Keydupe, as Ryan did fall once in the second room again, but is making his way up now pretty quickly after that.
Meanwhile, Lusther did a very nice Keydupe, complete with a hyperspeed at the end, and is now currently killing the second Ginso mini-boss. We are not going to be seeing the Ginso escape. We're going to be taking this teleporter and going into Swamp in a slightly different way. This means the water will be poisonous throughout the entire run, and it means that an absolute minimum of 5 health is necessary to finish the final escape for human runners.
So earlier, Ryan does have that 5 health already. Lusther will need to get at least 1 more later, as he's going to be making his way over. See what he does. We'll choose to skip the laser cutscene. Save for the lasers won't be on. We'll have to do some blind movement over here to get over towards Ringo. And as Ryan is in the mini boss room, doing well so far. And Lusther going to make his way. Ringo unfortunately does fall into the water. It's weird, but frogs can't swim in this game. and he will have to redo the blind movement and get back over, but he still has decent distance ahead. Good blind movement though, and gets all the way over to Ringo. And some double bashes will make sure that he can get it all the way over to here, make sure that Ringo can get the shots to bash. Unfortunately, shot doesn't quite connect, but should be able to get here, gets the double bashes off. Well done, as Ryan is making his way over in the final room just before Bash Tree.
Yeah. So our runners are at this point about a skill apart. Ryan is approaching Bash. Lusther is very nearly at Stomp right now. He's actually taking a double Bash strat to get up here on these fishes. This is very scary, and he actually does take a death. Let's see if he goes for it again. Yeah? Seems to be his preferred strat. Let's see. I'm sure it's going to work out this time. Drops a double bash and almost recovers, but bashes himself into the spikes.
Not quite going to be able to get the fish. Doing each one of those double bashes is end up being frame perfect, so it is very difficult to do quickly, as and is having doing well getting up and through the top of Ginso, and is making his way over to his key dupe. Unfortunately, takes an extra death there in the spikes, but we'll be able to just redo this up here. Not a big deal, as Lusther is now at his stomp and is going to be going over towards the left side after picking up Charge Flame.
Yes. The Charge Flame skill that we skipped earlier, we're going to be picking up now. It's on the way anyway, because we're heading past it into Valley, and now is when we really start needing charge air dash and charge dash, which are gated behind it. So that just kind of works out. Nice Ringo double bashes there to get the ability cell. Since he did blind movement here, he does not have to worry about a laser here. And he's coming up on Kuro cutscene skip. If everything goes well, you will see nothing at all. And first try. Very nice. That's quite precise.
There is a cutscene there, whether you think so or not. And it's always nice to skip that cutscene, as Ryan does good after that one death, is able to make us some time and get through the rest of the top again. So pretty well done, and will be making his way over to the teleporter as Lusther is going for a double bash chain here. This is a way to skip this cutscene. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get it if you're able to dump the wall and then bash off to the left, off the spider shot. Then you will be able to get all the way over here without having to watch the cutscene. But the second he touches the floor, the cutscene will activate, so we'll have to watch that. Unfortunately, stomps the Frankie here, but we'll be able to get it back down, so not to be that big of a problem, and is watching the laser cutscene, as Lusther is at Charge Flame now.
Yeah. He needs the Frankie here to get out again, and he gets it. Going to be skipping a cutscene here, and then heading off into Valley of the Wind while Ryan is his swamp entry, gets Ringo's shot and gets the double bash, and that looks good. Very nice swamp entry from Ryan.
Yep. One shot, not quite making it, but after that, very, very well done. It is a very difficult trick to get, especially with the double bashes. Can be, and especially Ringo in that shot, notorious for being a jerk and losing runner's time. So well done from Ryan to be able to get that, and is about to make his way over to the stomp tree as Lusther is moving his way through Valley pretty quickly and going to be making his attempt at fast stompless in just a few seconds once he gets up to the top.
After collecting this ability cell, we need 2 more to level charge dash, which is a very important movement skill, and he's going to be trying this fast stompless trick, sending a spider shot off to the left in a precise angle while heading off to the right to collect this ability cell, and goes for a very recently discovered strat where you carry a save anywhere into fast stompless, which allows for some time save. I must admit I don't fully understand how it works myself, so
yeah, it's very recent strat that was actually has been discovered within the last few days first, or started on Friday, with a lot of discussion as to whether it saves time or how much it does save. But Still, Lusther able to make his way up now to Sorrow with that clean fast Stompless, and as Ryan has gotten the ability to sell from Ringo, making his way out of Swamp. Make sure the lasers are on, so has to be careful here, but gets up. Very well done, just as Lusther has gotten his very well done Sorrow Bash, as Ryan is going to be making his attempts at Kuro Cutscene Skip in just a second now.
That was a very clean Sorrow Bash, and is followed immediately by a frog shot to the face and a death, and he has to redo the whole thing. I'm sure he's not going to have a problem. He did it very cleanly the first time. That is a significant time loss. Probably not going to end up mattering, but I'm sure he's not happy with that one. Gets through Sorrow Bash just as cleanly on the second attempt, and I'm sure he's not going to let that frog hit him again.
Unfortunately, not quite getting the Kuro Cutscene Skip, but has made his way throughout the rest of Hollow Grove, and after he skips this cutscene, will be able to make his way over the Charged Flame Tree, as Lusther well done for the rest of Sorrow after that death, and will be making his way to the Charged Jump Tree behind a Save Anywhere, which he will be using for a Terror Break in a minute. Fortunately, didn't quite turn the UI off, so has to listen to Sign for a second. Will now get Charged Jump, as both synced on trees together. Not the same tree, but still both on trees, as Lusther making his way out of Sorrow after getting the Sunstone, as Ryan is making his way over towards Valley.
Yeah, Lusther going for Terror Break here. By placing a save under a ceiling and then dying while charge jumping, you carry the charge jump hitbox through the respawn animation and break the ceiling upon respawning if you press into the correct distance. Quite a cool trick with interesting applications. This is one of them for the all skills speedrun. He's coming up on Sunstone, and you guessed it, it's another Save Anywhere to skip a cutscene. This one's, I think, 80 seconds long, so you definitely want to have the ability points to skip this one. Otherwise, it's you're going to be watching a juicy chunk of lore while feeling bad about it.
The cutscene itself is about 64 seconds, so not quite 80, but still a very long cutscene, and it's not something that anyone really wants to watch. As Lusther does get that. With the ability points he's leveling up, he looks like he's going to be going over towards Ultra Magnet, which we'll see later on, so not exactly. So, yeah, but as Lusther can make his way out of Sorrow, Ryan in Valley, well done so far, as not going to be going for Fast Stompless this time. Very understandable. It is a very difficult trick to do, but still will have to get this ability cell and make his way over to break the Kuro Rocks and get his Kuro's Feather, as Lusther is doing well so far in Misty. Does get hit once, but has extra health and will be safe for now. Make his way over with some nice charge dashes, and will be getting over to his climb tree in not very long from now.
Yeah, we basically have our full movement kit at this point. The two skills we're still going to get are Climb and Grenade, which will give us one more movement tech called Grenade Jump, which we'll point out once they become relevant. But other than that, we have charge dashes, we have charge jumps, we have bash and bash canceled, stomp canceled at this point. So the movement in Misty is really a thing, really a great thing to watch. Very mesmerizing to see it pulled off cleanly, and Lusther is doing a great job here. Meanwhile, Ryan has stomped the Kuro Rocks, is leveling up Charge Dash, and he will be heading up to Sorrow for his Sorrow Bash, while Lusther is reaching the climb tree.
Ryan not quite going to be able to get barely not enough height there on the rocket jump. We'll have to reload and do it again, as Lusther makes his way through the back of Misty, got some good movement so far, has made his way over to the first keystone, and gets the enough height on the rocket jump the second time. Going to be placing a save down here for his attempts at Sorrow Bash, which is a very difficult trick, so we can see if he's able to get this first try. And gets the bird up, with the bash over. Looks like a good angle. We'll get the double bash, and we'll get through first try. Well done. Makes way over to the ability cell.
Very well done. That is not an easy trick by any means.
Yeah, but Lusther has made his way clearly over to the fourth keystone. He's going to place a safety save down, as he's going to go over some more deadly rocket jumps, but makes it out just fine, and he's going to be make his way over to the mini boss in just a second, as Ryan places another safety save here at the top of Sorrow after making it up cleanly. It's a very difficult area through these spikes, and valuable safety save after taking some damage there. So, well done. Nice safety saves there, and Lusther also a very clean mini boss. We're gonna see here on the replay, may not have even seen the mini boss, as Ryan's at charge jump, and Lusther is about to make his way out of a very, very fast Misty.
Yeah, only one skill left for Lusther at this point is Grenade, for which we're heading back into Blackroot, so he's teleporting to Sunken Glades again. Meanwhile, Ryan is heading over to Terra Break and up to Sunstone.
Yeah, Ryan gonna do his Terror Break. Lusther is now going back into Blackroot Burrows. We do need Grenade here. This is the last skill that we're going to be getting. Should we save here on this lever so that we can get over to the right and teleport out to the later of the game, as Ryan unfortunately I think didn't quite get his position on Saravash and is going to be potentially reloading a save here, as as his Terror Break was not exactly in the right position. Gonna have to go back to the tree, but still a bit faster than having to watch the whole 64-second cutscene, as Lusther does successfully get the cutscene skip and is going to be making his way over to Light Grenade Tree, final skill of the game.
Yeah, if you miss the Terra Break here, you don't have the ability points to skip the Sunstone cutscene, so Ryan is loading it back up and trying again. Meanwhile, Lusther is showing us our first grenade jump on the left. Very cool movement tech. Charge jumping off of a wall while in a client state and throwing a grenade one frame later means the game doesn't decelerate you for some reason. And it's just very fun to watch. Lusther is picking up his 5th health cell of the run. That's enough for him to finish. And now all that remains is to head over to Mount Horu and complete the final escape.
Second try, Ryan did get Terror Break and will be making his way over to skip the Sunstone cutscene now, as we see Lusther with the Ultra Magnet that he leveled up, and he will be able to get all the extra XP and energy, so a bit faster here. Going for the grenade jump, will get it, as make his way over to here. Does still have energy, so we'll likely see arm skip here from Lusther potentially. To save some extra time in Haru, as Ryan has made his way, skip the Sunstone cutscene, and is going to be making his way out of Sorrow and over to Misty, as Lusther attempts door warp. Gets the first try as well.
Another frame perfect trick pulled off like it's nothing. Luster's really been nailing these. And he is going for warmth skip.
Yep.
Very
Unfortunately,
cool.
entered the settings menu the first time. That's not exactly the correct way, but let's get it the second time, and we'll be able to do the blind movement here. A bit difficult in Haru, as you will die to just about everything, and even taking one hit of damage is too much, as water is not quite clean because we skipped that because that's slow. And Sir accidentally had turned on motion blur in his settings, so gonna make sure that that's off, as not exactly ideal, but we'll try to get through the fish room. We'll be able to do that, so despawns Kuro, and is going to be going over for his grenade jump, and just going to get the setup here. Not quite letting position, but going to be getting it. Gets the grenade jump. GG's to Lusther. Will be finishing first here with a low 31, as Ryan, meanwhile, is doing well in the start of Misty, and will be able to make his way over to Climb Tree in just a bit here after these very deadly spikes.
Yeah, that was a very fast run by Lusther. Definitely showed off some good skills. He's definitely going to be one to watch in the further rounds of the tournament. While Ryan is picking up Climb, just needs to finish the back half of Misty, get to Grenade for that final skill, and then it's off to Horo for him as well. While Lusther showing off some Naru hops and finishing on a 31-22. GG.
Yeah, very good time for Lusther. Maybe not exactly as good as he wanted, but it's good enough for this run for now. Still some settings problems, but Ryan will make his way over through the back of Misty. A very difficult area. lots of high damage spikes and lasers that can kill him very quickly. Did place a safety save at the keystone, so not exactly going to be going all the way back if he does take a death. So nice safety, but very well done here by Ryan so far in Misty. Very difficult area to get through quickly, but he is doing it very well. And we'll be getting to the 4th keystone, which is the last step before the mini boss in the back of Misty. Placing another safety save just to make sure that he won't be dying and going far back, and so they can have the time he can. Going to be getting this final rocket jump up here. Still has some energy to be able to do the mini boss. Not quite gonna be able to get the strap, but still gets the first one dead, gets the second one as well, and well done in the end. And will make his way out of Ginso, or out of Misty Woods. Ginso was a while ago, but Ryan is making his way out of Misty here just after this keystone door. We don't need to pick up the torch that slow. We don't need to go and get wind. We've already done into Sorrow, but just now Light Grenade and Mount Haru left for Ryan. Still getting close to the end of this run.
Yes. Heading over and has a bit of trouble with his stomp cancel across, but he saves it quite nicely. And now he's up on the teleporter, teleporting over. One more skill to go.
Yeah. Unfortunately, didn't quite get the stomp cancel, but was able to make it. And you'll see, recognized it quickly, was able to get off and get to the right wall to be able to get that charge dash, or charge jump to be able to get back up. And can also do the save on the lasers. I'm not going to go for the save anywhere here. Totally understandable that you don't want to do a save anywhere through lots of insta-kill lasers in the dark. Not exactly the ideal strat, but still going to be going here. Makes it through the good laser cycle, has some energy to charge dash onto this bird, and will be opening a save anywhere. Gets nicely done here, and will be making his way over to grenade in just a bit. And it's the grenade tree, and just a bit left in this run for Ryan.
Yeah.
And we'll see, just to do a grenade jump here. Looks like we'll be doing a grenade jump on the wall. Not quite going to get it first try. He's going to go for it one more time. We'll get it the second try. Nice to be able to save some time here. And he gets the dash glide to skip over the slow zone. And gets the rocket jump out. Just more left before he will be out of here. See if he chooses to get this. There is a 6 health cell, which Lusther did pick up, to see if Ryan will choose to do that, which will be nice to some extra safety. It does get that health cell, so extra safe for Mount Haru. Won't be taking any deaths in the water, hopefully, and we'll be teleporting over to Swamp. And now, just going over through Mount Haru in just a minute.
Ryan's been performing very well, even though he even though he did not win this race. That grenade split that he just did was the fastest that he had ever done, so definitely big props to him. He's putting on a great show.
Yeah, very good run still from Ryan. Not quite close to his PB, but still it's within a minute or two for sure. So he's gonna make his way over to Mount Haru. Gonna do another grenade jump here. See if he can get it first try. Will be able to do so. He's entering Mount Haru just around 36 minutes. So expect a time around 38. So about a minute from his PB is still a very, very good run for a tournament race.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be going for door warp here. Another frame perfect trick. You have to press up on the first frame that the game loads in, and doesn't get it first try, but it's fortunately a very quick trick to retry. Doesn't get a second try either. Can be a little annoying. Third try, also no luck. Yeah, sometimes the trick just doesn't want to cooperate. Some days it works every time, and some days it just doesn't work at all. And there we go.
Yep, does get it
Well done.
eventually. It is a very, very precise trick to get, so nothing wrong with missing Dorp every so often. Happens to everyone. And it's now going to be starting warmth here. Just final escape left in this run. Colonel's going to come down here and face him out of the run. Just a bit left. Going to make sure that he can not take any extra damage in escape so that he can make his way through the water section. But still, going to be doing some stomp cancels here, save some extra time and extra energy, as we do get a refill on energy by going into the start of the escape. So have a lot to use here to go fast in the escape, and can make his way over to the fish room in just a bit here at the bottom to make sure that he can be careful here to not take any extra damage, but with 6 health is totally fine no matter what the cycle is. Gets out with use the 5th health, so good to get the extra health cell, and makes way up to the grenade jump in just a second here. Gonna line up his position, see if he can get this grenade jump done. Line it up, not gonna get it first try, but still, also once again, another very difficult trick in the escape. And totally reasonable and understandable if he gets it first try, or does not get it first try, and has to take some extra time here. And fortunately, having a bit of trouble with the grenade jump. And once you get him, unfortunately bonks at the end there, so still going to be able to finish the run, no soft lock, but yeah, it's going to have to watch the whole cutscene here, which will take over a minute, so still going to be finishing off with around a 39. No soft lock, which is nice, so it doesn't have to redo the whole escape.
GG. GG
Yeah,
to Ryan
just
as well.
Ryan.
And while Ryan is currently holding right, we have the winner of our match on deck here. We're going to be pulling him over into our voice call to ask him a couple of questions about this race. GG Lusther, that was a pretty good performance. How are you feeling after winning your first bracket match?
I'm feeling pretty good. Run has been quite messy, I guess, but I didn't train much this week, and I've had it like pretty recently, I guess this afternoon, like some new strats. So I was not expecting it to be quite good. But no major mistakes, so it's alright.
Yeah, it was definitely a respectable run. While Ryan finishes with a time of 39:30 here. You spoke about new strats, and I wanted to ask you about one of those. You went for carrying the save anywhere through Stompless, which is, I believe, a very recent strat that has been just found a couple of days ago. How is that a strat that you started learning today, or how long have you been incorporating that into that segment of the run?
Actually, I've been like actively like researching when it has been discovered, so I had pretty much all the learning already done. So yeah, putting in it my run like didn't require that much after that.
We are
very cool.
Also joined by Ryan in this race, so GG's to you on that run as well.
Thank you. This run was a bit weird, but I got the 40 I wanted.
I mean, you got a gold grenade split. That's worth something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still, even though it had some mistakes, sometimes not. It was still a really good run, I would say, for many parts of it. So that GG's for that run for sure.
Yeah, I died at some spots that I've never died or failed before, like before double jumped to the crushers, and after charge jump, like I failed the terror break. I don't think I've ever failed that before, so that was weird.
Yeah,
yes,
there's a lot of things that can go wrong in this run.
Yep, and yeah.
Anyway, Lusther, I wanted to ask you. I was also very impressed by not only your use of the pause float in BRB, but by your casual use of pause floating in other parts of the run. I remember you doing one at the end of Death Gauntlet, which was very cool. Is that a strat that you have been incorporating into runs long as well? Because I know that not many people do that.
I've been incorporating that like since like a long time ago. I think I've been doing this post float. I learned it like in October, I think. So, yeah, I'm probably like one of the only runner with Lucy actually doing post float in runs. I can say they're pretty cool, but people think they're actually kind of shitty. So that's just a fight of opinion, you know.
Yeah, it's a cool trick, but it's like obviously, yeah, you don't see as much, I guess, when you're in the menu than if you're not in the menu. But yeah, it's a cool trick and was very nice to watch it be used in a run. Lion, do you have any other questions to our runners?
Yeah. So, Lusther, now that you've won this race, you're going to be going up in the next round against Matter Monkey. So, any thoughts on that race and your goals for that and the rest of the tournament as well?
There was a question. Sorry, I was not paying attention.
Yeah. So your next race in the tournament is against Matter Monkey. So, any thoughts on that race and the rest of the tournament?
At Matter Monkey, I've like maybe something like PB between the 31 and the 32, I think. Basically, if it doesn't like get too much better, I just need to not do a terrible run. Even at the time, like the same as today could be enough actually. But yeah, I'm mostly looking like forward to next matches, and that's why I'm like beginning of I'm just starting to incorporate new strats because in some later matches I may have to face like Primarix, which has pretty good PV, I guess. So if it's the rusting, it's gonna be quite hard. But that's why I'm just starting to incorporate those strats now.
Well, we're definitely going to be looking forward to which new strats you're going to be incorporating and showing off in future matches. Meanwhile, Ryan, this is sadly going to be your last match of the tournament. Do you have? You still put on a great show. Do you have anything you want to say about the tournament and what maybe you're going to be watching out for in future races?
I'm definitely going to be watching most of the races whenever I have the time, so it will definitely be a good watch.
All right. Well, GG's both of you once again. Thanks for putting on a great show. A fun race with lots of cool stuff to watch between the two runners. Yeah, I've been, and thanks to everyone who's been watching this broadcast. Thanks to Koala for restreaming. Thanks to Ronnie for providing stats. And thank you, Lion, for commentating this match with me. And once again, thanks to everybody out there watching and supporting the tournament.